Coming up, a closer look at the need for foster parents in our region.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. A common theme foster parent recruiters and adoption experts see is many want to foster very young children. The recruiters say age usually does not mean it is more or less difficult to manage, but that children of all ages benefit greatly from love and care. WYMT's Zach Hawk spoke with a foster parent about her experience raising children of all ages with her fiance.
Kimberly Johnson spent time in foster care as a child.
My mom was a young mother, and it helped her, to get where she needed to be.
She returned to her biological mother and remembers the experience fondly, saying it still inspires her to be a foster parent to this day.
Most of the kids in and out, they're really they're looking for the support and the love and the help that they need. And that's the same with the biological families.
Some kids stay in foster homes for a relatively short time. Johnson and her fiancé recently took in a 17-year-old named Sierra for just 6 months.
We've had several children in and out of our home, all different ages.
Foster parent recruiters say the need is great right now. More than 8,000 children are in the Commonwealth's foster system, with more than 1,500 here in southern and eastern Kentucky.
Typically, we see a lot of teenage kids, so the average age range of kids that we try to help are between the ages of 10 and 16 years old.
Among the younger children Johnson has taken in are 3 siblings. They stayed for 2 years before it became permanent.
We do have a 14-year-old biological daughter, and she's really enjoyed it because she was an only child prior. So it's been really great for her as well.
Showing that any family can foster growth and positivity and keep Kentucky's children from falling through the cracks.
A good foster family is pretty much someone that is in it to help the kids.
Look for the Foster Me campaign this National Foster Care Month for information and opportunities. Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News.
Foster parent recruiters tell us they understand full-time foster parenting is not for everyone, but for those who do want to help, there is a program called Respite Care. In this program, you may just foster a child for one day or a long weekend, and the recruiters promise you receive support every step of the way, no matter your level of commitment. Today was the groundbreaking ceremony of the new Health Wagon Dental Clinic in Wise, Virginia. The oldest free mobile clinic in America is building a permanent site dedicated to serving the mountains. Officials say this brings them closer to their overall goal of helping more people.
Now to be able to provide dental care for 365 days a year, and so people don't have to line up, by the thousands to get dental care, and we can do it in a more, systematic approach and get people in daily into the clinic is just absolutely a dream come true of mine.
Students at the new Lincoln Memorial University Dental College will be able to train at the new Health Wagon Clinic.
It was another warm day around the mountains today for many of us, though some of us did see a little bit of some of that cooling shower activity, even a few thunderstorms this evening. The good news, those are all gone now. I-75 at Mount Vernon, a place we didn't see a whole lot of rain a little bit earlier on today. It's all quiet at the moment right now. One of the areas we did see quite a bit of rain a little bit earlier, UVA Wise out there in southwest Virginia. They got dumped on quite a bit with some rain a little bit earlier on this evening. They're at 61 right now. You can see where it rained earlier. Clintwood's already at 57. It's 65 Pikeville, 61 apiece in Jonesville and Wise. But areas out to the west that didn't quite get as much rain, well, it's still near 70. Monticello and London, 72 in Somerset. This is just ground clutter, maybe a couple of sprinkles still hanging out among that this evening. But the good news is we have all but dried out. And in fact, we actually had some pretty nice sunset pictures out there, some great rainbows out there as well. So keep sending those pictures in. We love to see them. All quiet for tonight, but you notice we've got the low pressure to the south and east and to the west, so we're kind of stuck in the middle of this system as we head through tonight. Showers will be ending, and we're in the low 60s overnight. I've got the latest, though, on when we could see more showers and storms moving in. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Saw part of a rainbow myself out there tonight, but saw some much better pictures, though, on Facebook as well. Evan, thank you. People are taking advantage of the option to vote early. Early in-person voting started yesterday in Kentucky. Laurel County has 15 voting centers where folks can vote. They'll be open through Saturday and from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday, of course, which is Election Day. Election officials say despite all the options, they are still expecting voter turnout to be light. In Laurel County, election officials are only expecting about a 25% turnout. Only 453 people voted Thursday in Laurel County.
With races unopposed, you may not have the turnout that you've had before. So I'm guessing 20 to 25. Would I like to see more? Absolutely. I'd like to see as many people as possible.
Despite the option of early voting, election officials still expect a big rush from those wanting to stick to tradition and vote on Election Day. Laurel and Pulaski counties also have a majority of Republican voters, and in most races, candidates do not have any competition in the Democratic primary. Well, we are seeing a rise now in COVID and flu cases in Kentucky. But what's behind this latest surge? Grayson Passmore spoke with a doctor for a checkup on the Commonwealth.
I think anytime you get a lot of people together, if you have an infection there, it's going to spread easier.
The state did release a new COVID community levels map on Friday. As you can see, most of the state is still in the green, but we do see several counties in eastern Kentucky in the yellow now, as well as Jefferson, Henderson, and Union counties. Dr. Jeff Fox says we did expect to see an uptick in cases as we head into the summer. He says it's also not unusual that we are seeing an uptick in flu cases now as well.
But a little bit unusual this time of year to be seeing the flu, but it's not high, it's not widespread, it's not all over the place, but it is more than what we usually see. And I think that's simply because we stopped wearing the mask, and we're now not only can you spread COVID, but you can spread anything.
Dr. Fox says it's hard to say exactly what would cause spikes in certain counties, besides the fact that most people don't wear masks anymore. But as the weather has been getting nicer and events are returning to their normal capacities, it's not unusual or a cause for alarm to see numbers rise.
We're at a low level. If you're vaccinated and protected, go out, enjoy the summer, have a good time.
In Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WYMT Mountain News.
Both candidates for Fayette County Attorney are in favor of easing penalties for people caught possessing marijuana. Incumbent Larry Roberts and challenger Angela Evans both say that it is essentially already decriminalized in the current system. Officials with the ACLU of Kentucky believe this could have a huge impact on the judicial system and those who get caught up in it, particularly within communities of color.
That would be thousands of cases that aren't brought, which frees up the court to deal with more serious offenses. Our police officers could focus on more serious offenses. On a national level, we know that African Americans are 4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana possession than their white counterparts. In Kentucky, it's a lot worse. It's nearly 10 times more the rate.
Jaguna pointed to Jefferson County as a model for handling marijuana. He says police there currently do not arrest anyone carrying an ounce or less, and if it does happen, all charges get dropped. The University of Kentucky is hosting its first ever university-wide job fair tomorrow. 700 positions at all levels are available, including nursing care techs and medical assistants, as well as community research positions and skilled trade positions. Steve Ivey says 3 years ago, the university had 23,712 employees. That number has risen to 24,694, and those new positions need to be filled.
We have growth, so many of them are incrementally new positions to the university that we haven't had before, especially on the healthcare side. And the trends that we've seen in the national labor market, just fewer people currently looking for jobs.
The job fair will run from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Kroger Field. Ashland is hosting a benefit concert for Ukraine tomorrow. It'll be at Camp Landing from 2 in the afternoon until 10 at night. Organizers say there will be food trucks throughout the day. All proceeds will go to war relief. The concert itself is free. Officials in Pike County gathered with descendants of the Hatfields and the McCoys to help clean some historical sites today. One descendant, Ron McCoy, drove 6 hours from Durham, North Carolina to Pikeville to help out at the Perry Klein grave site. McCoy also helped out at the Randolph McCoy grave at Dill Cemetery to pay his respects to his great-great-great-grandfather and the rest of his ancestors.
It's important to us to take time out to pay tribute to our ancestors. You know, they're still our family. They're not present with us right now, but they're still our family, and it's the least we can do.
McCoy said his family's heritage is also Appalachia's heritage, and we should be proud of our rich history. Elkhorn City is celebrating community tradition by bringing back an area favorite festival. The Apple Blossom Festival kicked off today, filling the city streets with food, fun, and folks from all around. Some say the event, the first in more than 2 years, is about more than the funnel cakes. It's about the future. The community response has some folks in the area hopeful about the growth that is possible.
I would love to see this community built back up to what it used to be so that there could be more. I would love to see a movie theater back in here again. I would love to see more stuff come back in here.
The Apple Blossom Festival continues tomorrow with music kicking things off around 11:30 a.m. and a parade through town scheduled for 2. Coming up on Mountain News 11, as prices continue to rise across the nation, one Moorhead business is helping families and farmers in the state.
But first, the calendar still says spring, but Mother Nature getting us a little bit used to that summer pattern. The very latest on warm air and spotty storm chances. Next.
I'm Ray Jones. 4 years ago, Pike County was a mess. We fixed the finances,